These are the documents that we were telling you about last night. An insurance company allegedly used them to reduce payments to its homeowners.
And tonight, Attorney General Charles Foti is suing 6 insurance companies and other corporations, alleging similar practices. Foti says the alleged scheme allowed the companies to reap huge profits from the people they pledged to protect. In the civil suit, State Attorney General Charles Foti says Louisiana's major insurance carriers, including State Farm and Allstate, conspired to limit payments to policyholders following Hurricanes Katrina and Rita. The suit alleges that insurers coerced their policyholders into settling their claims of damages for less than their value by editing engineering reports, delaying payments, and forcing policyholders to litigate claims to receive full value. Another defendant in the suit is the McKinsey Company, a New York consulting group that the suit alleges taught the insurance companies how to reduce their payouts and increase profits. The suit further alleges that by using McKinsey, the insurance companies conspired together in a price-fixing scheme.
Usually it's very difficult to prove a price-fixing case or a horizontal combination type antitrust case. But in this case, there is one common thread, and that's the McKinsey Company. All of these companies had at some point consulted with McKinsey, and Mr. Foti, hopes to use that to bind together all of these insurers in one common conspiracy.
Loyola law professor Dane Cialino says the suit had merits for a federal antitrust case, but the Attorney General instead filed it in the state civil court.
But Mr. Foti has decided to bring this suit in state court under state monopoly law and to ask for a jury trial, obviously hoping that he can get a sympathetic fact finder among Louisiana policyholders.
The suit says people were forced to buy property insurance, which likely would never provide full coverage for a loss. Tonight, Governor Kathleen Blanco and Governor-elect Bobby Jindal weighed in on the Attorney General's decision to go after the insurance companies 2 years plus after the storms.
Look, if there's been wrongdoing, we need to ensure that policyholders get their claims paid and get their claims paid promptly. I think what's been so frustrating for so many Louisiana residents is they've paid their premiums for years. Now when they've had damage, they've needed help. Several practices, whether covered by this lawsuit or not, are clearly not acceptable.
It does impact the Road Home program because whatever insurance was not paid is replaced by our community development block grant funds, which is federal dollars.
The 6 insurance companies named in the suit include Allstate, State Farm, Lafayette Insurance, USAA Casualty, Farmers Insurance Exchange, and Standard Fire Insurance. State Farm and Allstate representatives say they haven't seen the suit and cannot comment on it until they do so.
Hello, world. I'm Mr. Akpan, and I don't normally take my issues online, but today I'm here to share my experience with USAA, an indemnity insurance company. If you haven't heard of this company, you need to do your research before you even think about going with them. I'm a 5-year veteran myself, but I'm here to inform people of the fraud that this company and their partners are committing. USAA was formed to serve military families. This is a company that claims to have the same integrity, work ethics, and core values as the military. But they fail to uphold their promise of serving those that are serving or have served this country. I decided to go with USAA because at the time, they sounded like they cared for service members. And it sounded reasonable to go with USAA because it was the biggest insurance company on base to start with. But I soon realized how unethical and fraudulent this company was after my car got stolen. Sometime in December 2008, I parked my car at a park and ride train station in Chicago when the gas rate was about almost $6 a gallon. Basically, I would drive halfway and take the train to make it to the city, coming from the suburbs. Well, one day I had done this, and when I came back, my car was not there. I've done this several times, commuted this way several times. But this specific day when I came back, my car was gone. I filed a police report and called USAA to file a claim. Mind you, I was paying $260 a month. So I had full coverage in this vehicle. And USAA was supposed to cover my rental, well, at least until the claim got resolved. But they may be covered for 20 days, not even a whole month. And mind you, it took them about 6 months to even come to a denial. It took them 6 months. Initially, USAA's reason for denying my claim was due to non-cooperation or something like that, which I don't even really understand, because the reason they asked me to provide my bank statement from when I pulled out the money to go buy my car. Can you believe this? Which was like almost 6 years ago. And I informed them that I wouldn't be able to get this data because, for one, I'm not with the same financial institution. I had left them about 6 years ago or 5 years ago. For two, I don't have access to these files or to their websites because I don't have an account with these people anymore. So I will not be able to provide them with that information. I gave them receipts. The car was paid off the same day. It's not like I owed anybody any money from the receipt from getting the car or the car paperwork. I mean, they could clearly tell that the car was paid off the same day because there was no balance. I paid this off with a cashier's check. But unfortunately, since I don't have this financial institution, there's no possible means of me getting them this information. I gave them the permission to, if they could get the information themselves, they can go ahead and obtain that. But this was their excuse of denying my claim. After they denied my claim, I hired a lawyer, and USAA denied my claim for the second time with the excuse of that the car cannot be stolen. So I must have had something to do with my car getting stolen. Basically because it was a Range Rover, and Range Rovers cannot be stolen because of the security devices from the manufacturer, which is bogus. How many times have you heard of even a Lamborghini getting stolen? A Porsche, which is just a little bit more prestigious than the Range Rover. So you telling me that a Range Rover cannot be stolen because of the security alarm? That's nonsense. Well, anyways, they got this nonsense from a guy named George Plackey, which I guess is their supposedly forensic locksmith. And this guy is out of Chicago, some North Avenue in Chicago. I did some research on this Plackey guy. Plus, my professional expert did some investigation on him too. Come to find out, this Plackey guy is not even a forensic locksmith. He's not even certified to be a forensic locksmith. He's just a locksmith. He cuts keys. You understand what I'm saying? He doesn't have there's no computer, he doesn't have any computer knowledge of what keys, the last key that was used, or he couldn't even tell me that in the report, or how the vehicle was last operated. He couldn't even tell me that in the report. The only conclusion was whatever he thought, his assumptions, that the car cannot be stolen because it was a Range Rover, a Land Rover Range Rover. Which I wish this was the issue, because then I would still have my car right now. But that's not the issue. So you have to come up with a different theory. I'm not sure who gave them the ratings for excellent customer service. Maybe they had to pay for that too, like they do everything else. Because if you call a customer service reps, they're like the most insensitive, rudest people you could ever talk to on the phone. But at the same time, I can't really blame them, because after my incident, or getting betrayed by this company, I did my research and investigation. Come to find out that working at USAA is almost like working at a sweatshop. Basically, they drain you and juice you for everything that they could use you for, even as a worker. So imagine what they're going to do to you as a member. If you've ever had a claim with this company, and they lowballed you, or, they denied your claim, and you had a rightful claim, I'm telling you, man, you need to get your lawyer, because that's the only way that they're going to answer to you. Other than that, they're just going to play around. And even with getting a lawyer, they're going to delay the claim and just to discourage you or to discourage anybody else from trying to take them to court or to try to litigate. But I'm telling you, this is the best thing for you to do, because as a victim, they don't understand what you have to go through, the headaches, the stress, even getting sick, depression, you know. All this is serious stuff. And I feel as though, you know, judgment or justice is due. And just rally up, you know. If you can't afford it, join me.